Hi. As part of our celebration for the 40th anniversary of the Quincy Choral Society, we're interviewing people who have been with the chorus for more than just a few years. This afternoon, we're excited to be in Diane Murphy's home, interviewing 3 of the people who meet that criteria. So tell us who you are and how long you've been with the chorus.
Hi, I'm Joyce Burrell, and I've been with the chorus just 1 year shy of the 40 years.
I'm Janet Halloran. I've also been with the chorus 1 year shy of 40 years.
Well, I'm Diane Murphy, and I've been a member for 40 years.
Diane, what do you remember about that first rehearsal?
Well, the first one for me was the second week. I think because it was a big storm the first week. So I don't know if anybody's mentioned that, but I was in awe of all the people that were there that had come to be a member and start this wonderful thing. I don't remember what we sang, or I really don't. But it was wonderful. Everybody was friendly and smiling, and that's all I remember.
I remember I didn't go to the very first rehearsal. I didn't join until the following year, but I went to the first concert at Christmas time, and you did the Mendelssohn Hymn of Praise.
Oh,
I
remember that.
I'm not sure what else, but I do remember that.
I remember that.
And my first night, I didn't join until January of the second year, so it was because of Diane that I joined. We sang in church together, and having gone to the concerts, enjoyed listening, being an audience member, I thought, I think I'd like to be one of the group. So that's what I did.
I joined through Joyce O'Connell.
Oh,
Joyce
right.
O'Connell?
Oh, right.
She was a neighbor of mine, and she used to visit with John and me, and she told us about the chorus.
Yeah.
So I went in, and I joined the September
I joined September
of
after
the second year. Yeah.
Of
And
the
John
actually,
joined
it was
also.
the
third year.
Yeah,
John joined also.
that's right, yeah.
As a matter of fact, at one time, there were 7 people from Quincy Commons that were singing
That's
in
right.
Oh, yeah?
Quincy Choral
Wow.
Society. Yeah, got them all to
Gordon
join.
used to live there, didn't he? Gordon? Didn't Gordon live
Yes,
there?
he
Yes, he
did.
was a
Yeah.
good, yeah, several people,
Yeah.
yeah. Dennis,
Yes, I remember the first piece we did, because it was a spring concert, it was the Brahms Requiem, and it was just a thrill. It was such a
Yeah.
thrill. Oh, God.
That was wonderful.
I had never sung anything like that before. It was just so beautiful.
yeah, that was
And
the
we've
year
done it.
I couldn't get
You
in.
couldn't get in.
And I wanted to because I had sung
You
Brahms
knew it.
Requiem.
She couldn't get in because it was a
The
little bit too late.
Tryouts had ended,
Yeah.
yeah.
But, yeah, it was just so, and since then, we've sung it a couple of other times.
yes.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
So, yeah, we did it with Joshua and with
Yeah.
John.
Yes, and Robert
Yeah.
Honeysuckle.
Yes. I know it. Oh, yeah,
Good memories.
I know it's probably difficult given the number of years you've been singing with the chorus, but do you have a favorite song or a song that has very fond memories?
Oh, cheers.
My favorite's always been the Creation.
Oh,
I love the Creation.
that I know.
Well,
That I know.
And I love the Mozart Requiem. I can sing that
Yeah, I know.
every single
Yeah,
year.
I love the Brahms, right?
Yeah. Mozart
And
is my
Mendelssohn's
favorite.
Elijah.
Elijah's wonderful too. I mean, they're all great, but I love
Right.
Mozart, so I do
Yeah.
love them. I can probably sing the Mozart Requiem from memory.
That's how I am with
I
Creation.
shouldn't
Yeah.
really mention the Carmina Burana, because that's really, it's right here. I love it.
Oh, gee.
You can edit that.
As you look back over all of the years that you've been with the chorus, has there ever been a situation that was less than perfect,
Oh, jeepers.
or a time when maybe a section missed an entrance
Oh,
during
dear.
a
Oh,
concert?
yes, that.
The time-
Yocula Daltos.
The time
Yeah.
of Alta Gloria, I don't know if I should mention it, but the conductor's name, but it was his first year with us, and we were singing Vivaldi Gloria at North Quincy High, and I think there's a fugue at the end, and the altos missed
Oh,
missed
I
something, and
remember
it was
that.
a train wreck. It was
Yes.
Mm,
the
Terrible.
one and only time that the altos,
Yeah.
yes.
Made a mistake. I remember that.
Yeah.
I don't know, you remember it too, right?
I remember
Yeah,
it,
it was,
yes.
yeah.
I don't want to remember it, but I remember it.
And I'm sure our conductor didn't want to.
Mm.
So the time we first rented the risers that accommodated chairs.
I don't
And the
know, I
problem
don't
we had
remember
with
that.
that.
I just remember,
Yeah. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, that was really, yeah.
I know that you've all been on trips with the
Oh,
group.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Could you talk a little bit about some of your favorite memories of those trips?
Where do we start?
Where do we begin? Where do we begin?
1997 in
The very
England.
first
That
one,
was
I
in
think
England.
was so exciting the first time.
That's the first one Joan came to. Well, that
That's
was the
right.
first one.
Yeah, and
when
she
we went to
came
England.
as
To
a
England,
non-singer, she
Yeah,
came.
right.
And then subsequently joined the chorus.
Yeah.
Gee, I loved Italy, oh gosh.
And singing
One of my
St. Mark's.
favorites was the river cruise.
Yes.
Oh,
I didn't go on the
river
first
cruise
one,
was
but the
the
second
one.
river
Second
cruise,
one,
we were
that was
from
one.
Switzerland to the
Yeah,
Netherlands.
oh, yeah.
To me, that was
That
just
was
paradise,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Can you talk about what happened on the river cruise? What was it like? What made it so much fun?
It was so relaxing, it wasn't crowded. The food was excellent.
Yeah.
And
The
plus,
wait staff
they
was
were
superior.
very taxed. And plus, we could get off, you could see the shore
Yes.
at all times. I'm
Awesome.
not a fan of sea cruises, I don't like to be at sea without being able to
Me
see
neither.
the land. Yeah, it was just very relaxing,
Mhm.
and we stopped every day,
Yeah.
and we got out, and of course we performed, we had concerts along the way too.
Just had so much
Yes,
fun.
it was a lot of fun, yeah.
A lot of fun.
I heard there were some fun evenings on the cruises.
Oh, yeah.
Can you talk a little bit about what happened when you came back in the evening and got together?
I think you had more of that on the first river cruise.
Yeah, but
didn't go on
I
it.
kind of think that happened on all our trips. I
Yeah.
think the evenings were,
Well,
you know,
fun.
a lot of fun. Yeah, I mean, gee.
Yeah. I-
Switzerland and Austria,
Yeah.
oh gosh, I mean,
Just getting together and
Yeah.
and just being in these wonderful places and singing in these, you know, ancient churches and palaces and, you know, it was just, it's been wonderful, we've been
Even
fortunate.
singing on the boat, on the cruise ship,
Yes.
too.
But we've just been really fortunate.
Yeah,
and
we have,
To have
yeah.
done so many trips and have these great memories.
and
And,
what, 11 trips, I think.
11.
yeah,
11
because our
trips
last
we've
one
made.
was to Montreal and
To
Quebec,
Montreal,
and,
yeah.
and that was fun too.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
it was
yeah.
different.
That was fun, especially on the bus.
Yeah.
Yes.
With that bus driver, yeah.
Yes, right.
First time
Um,
going by bus, by coach, really.
Yeah. And also our trip to Kennedy Center in Washington,
Mhm.
that
Oh,
was
yes.
very exciting for the.
And Carnegie Hall.
The Memorial Day
We sang
concert
at
in
Carnegie
Washington
Hall.
was very
Oh,
thrilling.
I love that.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love
We've
that.
been lucky, we've been lucky.
So why don't you share with us a few of your favorite memories from some of the trips you've been on over the years?
Oh, we get wonderful memories.
Yes, we do.
Wonderful. You would like me to begin?
Go
Yes, you
sure,
go
good.
first, Diane.
All right, this is the one that I just will never forget. We went on a boat cruise, and where were we?
Germany,
Germany, and probably Germany.
Burrell
Quincy
to
Choral.
Prague, one was Berlin to Prague, and the other one was from Basel to,
Well, this is the
Amsterdam.
first one
The
she's
first
talking
one,
about, yeah.
Berlin to Prague.
On the Elba, yeah.
The Elba River.
Oh, okay, so we're on the Alba River, and we were with, and I was sitting there, you know, on the deck talking to people. And I will mention names. There's Karen Nelson, and Ken Nelson's brother, Swede, whose real name was Carlton, Swede and Dottie Nelson. And there were several people who live in that area, who were swimming off, off the edge of the water while we're going down with the boat. But we noticed a lot of times people didn't have really much on.
Anything.
Anything. So we were watching them, and I saw this young man, kind of, and he walked in the water and stood up, and there he was, stark naked. And Swede Nelson says to me, "How do you like that? That was for you, Diane." Terrible to have such a reputation. coffee table.
That's pretty good. Yeah.
But I can see it in your mind. Okay.
It's hard
I
to
was
get.
just thinking of the Cowbridge,
Oh, the
There's-
men's
yes,
choir in
the
Wales.
men's choir in
the
Wales,
men's
yes.
choir.
I remember when they came to Quincy
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
and we sang together, and then we went out, we went to Marina Bay, the
Right.
bars,
Oh my
and they
gosh.
didn't like, oh, that's right, too, I'm talking. We went to Marina Bay and they didn't want to stay there because the drinks were too expensive. So my husband said, well, there's a bar in Quincy we can go to, which is cheaper. So a group of us went over there, and they had a grand time. And they sang our national anthem. And everybody stood up, and there was one kid sitting at the bar, and I said, come on, stand up. You're singing our national anthem. They had a wonderful time, and the police directed them back to their hotel.
Oh, nice.
Funny,
Was
they-
that,
They had a fabulous director, a
yes.
beautiful
Oh,
woman,
yeah.
yeah.
now, was that after our trip to Wales?
That
when we
was
had
in,
sung
that
with
was
them?
after,
Yeah,
yes.
because I know, like, didn't they sing with us at Christmas too?
I
They
don't
sang.
recall.
Or, do you remember that?
I know they were at the time
I'd have to
of,
look it up.
of 9/11.
9/11,
Yeah.
yeah.
They sent
yeah.
us condolences and everything.
Well,
Fantastic group.
I remember a lot of things, but our trip to Washington was exciting, and when we were performing, there were it was a very large choir, and we were all kind of like this, and so I'm like this up on the risers, and it was a fairly long concert. By the time intermission came, my upper back was killing me. It was absolutely killing me. Joyce happened to be right behind me, and I just tried to be discreet, and said, "Can I lean back on you, Joyce, please?" She said, "Oh yeah, sure."
Sturdy
She
knees.
did. Right, it was your knees.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we could sit. I guess we had. Did we have?
Yes, we did have
yeah,
seats.
We had
Yeah.
seats.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
But they were those
Very
little
close.
bleacher kinds of things. So
Mhm.
it was very tight. But you know what? The show must go on.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You do
And
what
it
you
did.
have to do. You
It's
do what you
beautiful.
have to do. You know, and then you collapse afterwards. But, yeah. What else? One of the trips that I remember especially is our trip to St. Petersburg, Russia. We had been, we were the only American choir to be invited to sing in a choral festival there. And, you know, we flew into Helsinki and we did a concert there. Then we took a train from Helsinki to St. Petersburg. And that was very interesting when we got to the border. All the Russian border agents or military got on and collected all our passports, and we had to sit in our seats and stay there, you know, quietly and not get up until they came back and gave them back to us. But anyway, when we got to the festival, we did each choir did a performance. But at one point, we were all backstage in this big room, and part of our concert was this American. We did a lot of American music, and Gershwin, that type of music. And somebody got over to the piano and started playing "It Don't Mean a Thing If It Ain't Got That Swing." And there were people, choirs from different countries in Europe, and we all sang together. It was really quite exciting, and it broke a big barrier. Even though we didn't speak the same language, we sang. We could all sing, which is a universal language. Yeah, and we all did our choreography, and it was really fun. It was a lot of fun.
We did that.
And Joyce, fortunately was not able to come on that trip. Joyce is our trip coordinator.
Yeah.
She did all the work, but her husband at the time was not well, and so she wasn't able to come. But we did.
You all sent me
We
emails.
sent her emails and kept her.
Let me know what was going on, and I still have the emails, by the
Yes,
way.
yes, yes.
So that was great.
So that was a great trip. It was. I don't think I'd want to go back to Russia right now, but at the time it was good. It was thrilling. I mean, I never would have gone to Russia ever.
Right.
Yeah.
And our
So
trip to Italy.
Italy.
That was wonderful, especially Florence.
Oh
Went
my
to
gosh.
Florence, and we wanted to go up the rooftop of one of the buildings, and my husband was disabled, and it was difficult for him to get up there, but he got up there because friends helped him. And we had a great time. And we wanted to do the gondola.
Gondola down.
I forget what the water was.
The Grand Canal.
But he had a hard time getting in the boat, but again, friends on the trip helped him. Tom Pelletier
Tom
was very
Pelletier.
helpful.
We had several people that travel with us that are
Yeah.
not singers. We call them
They
our
were
groupies,
ambassadors.
our musical
Yeah.
ambassadors, and Tom Pelletier was really a great help to
And
Joyce.
speaking of Tom, one day we were just walking, just decided to go walking. Tom, Pam, Tricia, and Tom pushed John's wheelchair all around. We walked and we walked and we walked. We had no idea where we were. And we were wondering, how are we gonna find the hotel? Anyhow, we ended up going down a little street. Well, Tom left the wheelchair and he went down to the end because there was a main drag at the end, and he turned around and he said, "You're not gonna believe this." We got to the corner and there was a hotel right across the
Oh,
street.
wow.
We just lucked out.
Yeah.
It was great.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, just before we got to the corner, there was a building on the side, and it was the Villa Rosa.
Oh,
Like the Villa Rosa in Quincy,
Oh,
yeah.
our
Yeah.
house.
That was great.
One of our hangouts, yeah.
And also in Italy, it was too hot and too difficult for John to go to Rome. So we told Christine, who was our travel agent, we said, we'll stay in the city and not go to the, we don't go on sightseeing.
Wow.
So we were up in the hotel, we got hungry, and I said, well, I'll go down to a restaurant and get something to eat. Nice Italian restaurant across the street. I mean, they didn't do takeouts. Wasn't that kind of restaurant. So I could see John up in the window looking at me, and I waved, and I looked up and down the street, and I saw another restaurant. So I went down there, and I got our lunch and went back. It happened to be McDonald's. We didn't even go to McDonald's in Quincy, but we're in Italy, and we had lunch at McDonald's. So it was a lot of fun, a lot of fun.
Tom was really
Yeah.
awfully good. He really
Yeah.
did a lot for her. I remember saying to him, "Oh, Tom, you didn't get to see the Coliseum. You know, it was too difficult for them to get the wheelchair over the
Right,
rocks
right.
and cobblestone streets or whatever." And he said, "No, that's fine. You know, I'm happy to do this." It was, yeah.
Mm.
And he was one of our groupies. Well, his wife was one of our singers.
Must get one, must get.
Another funny memory that I have is our trip to Italy. We performed in this beautiful town called Stresa, and we were doing an outdoor concert on this pavilion, kind of like bandstand kind of a place. And it was getting towards the late afternoon, early evening, and as we lined up on the stage, we could see all the swarms of mosquitoes everywhere. And of course, the show had to go on, and there we were. You know, every time we'd open our mouths to inhale, we'd be inhaling a few mosquitoes here or there and smacking them and trying to do it in rhythm. But eventually, we just gave up the rhythm part and just, you know, was swatting each other. But again, the show must go on.
Do you have any fun memories that may not be connected to some of our international trips?
Well, one thing that I always remember, Janet might not remember this, but
Maybe I
we were
thought this-
doing a Christmas concert at a nursing home. I think it was in West
Oh.
Roxbury.
Okay.
And it was a wide area. We were standing on steps, wide area. And the residents were seated out in front in wheelchairs and walkers and whatnot. And we had paused and between numbers, and one of the residents to the rear of the hall got up out of his wheelchair and turned it around and walked out. And one of our members at that time, Lorna Dion, who was the funniest person in the world, immediately said, "It's a miracle." And we had to force ourselves not to laugh. But of course, we were making noise, and Janet turned around and gave us the evil eye because we were making noise and we were in front of the audience, but we couldn't help but laugh. It's a miracle.
That was the teacher in me.
Yes. I always remember that story like that.
As you all think about all the years you've spent with the chorus, How have you seen it change?
Well, I think we've improved a lot,
It
really.
what?
We've improved a great
Oh,
deal.
absolutely.
You
Yeah.
know, the first concert, like, as I said, was the Brahms Requiem that we did, and it wasn't our best. I have a recording of it, it really wasn't our best.
Me too.
But as each year progressed, we got better and better, and once our conductor, John, instituted auditions,
Yes, that's what I was
that
gonna say.
brought the quality of singing up. So I, that's how I've seen it change, and,
Because when it started, they used to say, if you like to sing, come and sing.
yeah,
And some people
Some
would come
people
and sing,
really
and
couldn't
not
sing.
everybody could sing.
yeah.
But they enjoyed it.
Yeah.
But we had to do
But,
auditions.
yeah, I think that really made a big difference, and,
Mhm.
you know, our repertoire got more difficult and more interesting, I think, don't you?
Yeah, we learned a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Helped
Oh,
us to
I've
learn.
learned so much, oh my gosh. Yeah.
My favorite audition was
With
the
Judy.
time,
Judy,
yeah,
yeah.
when Judy, what was her last name?
Her name was Judy Lim.
Judy
at
Lim.
the time.
All right, a young woman, young
Now
woman.
she's Judy Stafford,
Yeah.
yeah.
And it was her turn to audition, but she didn't have anybody to audition with. So John asked me if I would audition with Judy, and I said, oh, sure. Both the same voice, but soprano.
Yeah.
So we go into the the room down the hall, with John, and we just chat for a minute, and then all of a sudden he wants us to, I forget what it was like to, I
He
don't.
probably did scales.
Scales,
and
yeah,
stuff,
did all
depending
that.
the
And then
section
we
of the
were gonna
music.
sing a song, I even forget the name of the song. We started to sing, and there's this beautiful voice coming out of Judy, Mine sounded like it was coming out of a paper bag. And I had to stop. I had to stop singing, and she's
Oh,
singing. And I'm standing there. I didn't know what to do. I looked at John, I said, why bother? Why bother singing? I mean, listen to it,
You have to remember, she
I
was a
never
graduate
forgot that.
student in vocal
Right,
performance
right,
at the
right,
Naval
she's
Conservatory.
professional, really.
Beautiful voice, yeah.
So I remember that. That's very uppermost in my mind.
In closing, what has it meant to you to be part of the Quincy Choral Society?
It's meant everything to me. I just love singing anyway. I love the group feeling. I love the camaraderie. It's gotten me through some very difficult times in my life after, 30, almost 40 years of being a member. The death of my mother, illnesses in the family, deaths of friends, colleagues, singing colleagues. When you're at rehearsal, you forget everything. I mean, you're just so into the music, and it's just so uplifting. I love it. I'm gonna sing until I croak. I hope it's not too soon.
Before I joined Quincy Choral Society, I was in a chorus at my church, and I learned a great deal from the director there, Halloran. And after that ended, I had nothing, so I was really glad to be part of Quincy Choral and to sing again. And like Janet, it's gotten me through a lot of hard times, it's a lot of fun times, but through my husband's illness, I had a lot of friends, and I just miss it. I mean, Monday night was Quincy Choral,
Exactly.
nothing else.
Right.
The only thing that stopped it was a blizzard.
Right, or being
But,
sick,
hopefully,
Yeah.
we'll get back together again.
I would say the same thing. Very important to me was when my husband died, suddenly at the age of 50, I couldn't wait to come back to Quincy Choral Society. I actually waited 2 weeks. And then I said, to heck with it, I don't care if people complain, I just have to go back.
That's right.
I just have to go. And I did, and I'm not sorry that I did that.
And we've made some wonderful friendships.
Oh,
Mm.
I mean, yeah, it's just
Lasting friendship.
lasting,
Yeah, very
lasting
lasting.
friendships, and we've lost people, and
Yeah.
it's like losing a family member.
Right.
Really,
Yes,
it is, you know?
exactly.
It's great, we've sung at people's
Funerals,
weddings.
we've done weddings, we've done
Funerals,
funerals
yeah.
of members,
Yeah.
or family members of members.
Yeah, right,
Um,
yeah.
yeah, it's just been a great ride.